Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to the latter horror visual novel, in which, well, not really we, but Hannah and Luke own the mansion, and a little bit of an event happened for Hannah, for it wasn't that significant, so we are yet to see some crazy stuff to happen, I guess. Anyway, the mansion grounds has been one of the first things we fixed up, aside from the bedroom. Although it's still a work in progress, it had a promising start and I can already see the flower patches. Luke's favorite daffodil stands out easily, having been transplanted from the pots that used to litter the rooftop of our penthouse. Why? If the movie crew thought that Luke was being hard on them, they clearly didn't see the landscaper on his way out. The man looked like he was ready to fight, and Luke seemed ready to kill him by the end of the discussion. It is in the gardens that I see him standing near the flowers in quiet admiration. His hard midst, the hulk of man that clearly did not belong, and the big backpack and suitcase he has with him makes him look much larger. It is a peculiar sight, seeing someone who looks like he does handling little delicate things with such care. He looks up from the gardens and does a double take before a friendly face replaces his serene expression.
Miss Wright, yeah? Hi, Zachary Steele here from Luxury Living, ma'am. Hope you weren't waiting too long. But it looks like you're still moving in, huh? Thought for a second there my calendar was wrong and I came here too early.
The one and only. Welcome to Maison de Wright.
Yeah, it really doesn't sound good.
And yes, we've been in the process of moving in as we were delayed, but it won't be a problem. They're just adding a few things here and there, and you should still be able to do your work. Where's the rest of your crew then, Mr. Steele?
Zach is fine, please. Mr. Steele makes me feel like I'm a mascot for a cleaning product. Anyway, I'll be your one-man crew for today. Don't worry, been doing this gig for a while now.
You must be quite the veteran to handle this on your own. We've had a full crew coming into our penthouse the last time we were covered in your magazine.
Veteran? Oh, your words are too kind, Miss Wright.
Hannah, if I get to call you Zach, you have my permission to call me Hannah.
Alrighty then.
Lucky bastard.
Anyway, I'm no veteran, but I know my camera well enough to make sure this is a good shoot. You can trust me on that, Miss Wright.
Hannah.
Hannah.
Monsieur la photographie. Zachary proves quickly enough that I can trust him. His skills with the camera and experience in the scenes are at the very least. He's kind and courteous, listening and following as I lead him around the house. Alright, here's a little prediction of mine. Because he will be like the next character will hear the story from his point of view later. Let me tell you how I predict he will find out that the house is haunted. Basically, he will be doing those photo shoots, and later, while choosing the correct ones for that magazine, he will notice something suspicious there, or more I should say, someone suspicious. And that's where the troubles will begin. Also, I should have read something. He's kind and courteous, listening and following as I lead him around the house. Okay, a really nice fellow, and he treats our household staff well whenever we cross paths with them. I answer questions to the best of my ability, and he's patient enough to answer mine whenever I get curious enough. For one, I ask what the bugs are for. They're quite the magician's toolkit. From his side, he had procured several items to embellish the interior with. Bowls of fruits, lemons, trays with pepper meals, stacks of cookbooks, cutting boards, glass canisters with colorful nuts and grains are brought in for kitchen setting. For the bathroom, there are white towels, seashells, decorative soaps. There are other things as well, 2 numerous gowns, all in that large backpack and suitcase.
Tricks of the trade. Softens up a room, makes a place feel more homey, and fills it up with texture. but you guys probably have better stuff I can use for this.
No lights? Don't tell me all of these are just props.
Well, I've got my tripod here. For things like these, natural light is best. I'll just have to set the shutter speed to a real slow setting, and as long as nobody steps into the shot, it'll look great.
Oh, it better.
We go to the rooms one time, although we first tackle the ones that the movers have no business in anymore. Whoa. Holy shit. The ballroom needs little preparation with its grand design. Although there is some trouble at first with the wide open space and the pictures being backlit. It is indication that Zachary's props come in handy, considering how Johannes kept the place so neat and sterile, one can practically eat off the floor. We carry on, touring the house and taking pictures where we can, with exception to the rooms which have yet to gain any purpose or design. Too bad I can't take a sneak peek at his photos yet. Funny enough, he's using a traditional camera. I didn't even know film still existed. With the way he speaks, however, I can see that he knows enough about his craft, and I'm not too worried about botched photographs. I imagine photography must be cathartic for him. Yeah, so basically, he's not going to get them, browse them on the camera. He will basically make them in the freaking dark room. You know, like you used to get the photographs. This is awesome. Okay, judge by how at ease he looks with taking pictures. I imagine photography must be cathartic for him. There are small snippets of conversation in between the clicking of the camera. He even goes for as to talk about these terminologies like shutter speeds and aperture when I ask about the technical aspects. I can quite see the picture as it is made, much like when I watch artists paint on their canvas. But just watching someone passionately practicing their craft such as this is exciting in its own way. Going through the main rooms has been quite the exercise for the both of us. Whoa. Despite that, he has been so nice and I find myself putting on my best smile. Dang. She's a beauty. She truly is. But it is as we're taking pictures in the foyer that everything comes to a standstill for a moment. Just a moment. And had I not been paying attention, I wouldn't have even noticed. It's merely a split second when Zachary's rhythm is put to a halt. Oh, for fuck's sake. I was not correct about my prediction. His finger doesn't move to reach the shutter. Yet he also doesn't pull the camera away from his face, gaze still firmly fixed through the viewfinder. His hands shake and there is a light sheen of sweat on his forehead.
Zachary?
No response.
Zach? Is something the matter?
Lowering his camera, he blinks and stares something behind me before shaking his head. Turning around for, I see nothing that could have gotten his attention.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong. I just remembered something, that's all. Let's get back to the pictures. Can you move a bit more to the left, yeah?
I start to respond this time. There's a sudden wave on my back, and an indescribable tightness around my throat. Everything stops. And everything starts again, as I manage to choke out.
If you're sure.
I don't know what just happened. It was probably just a dizzy spell. I'm fine. And he said he's fine. We continue at the same pace as before, although there is an unspoken agreement that we'll not talk about what happened.
So, is this a full-time job for you then?
Nah, I just freelance mostly, for magazines, newspapers, and events. So you can't really call it a full-time job. It's fun and it puts food on the table, but it's not what I really want to do. At least, not all the time.
What is it that you want to do then?
Maybe I've been out of line, sticking my nose into other people's business, but I can't help but ask. I regret doing so as I see his shoulders slump, and the easygoing air he has fades away. He looks torn over whether he wants to talk about it or not.
Films. Documentaries mostly. But
Movies, damn it.
cinematography is a lot more difficult than photography, right? I was working on this thing, actually.
What thing?
Well, it wasn't really a big thing. People didn't like blue foncé very much.
People don't like a film about colors. I suppose they would have liked Blue Bibby a lot more.
Very funny.
So, Grand Director, do you want to tell me what Blue Foncé is all about?
He hesitates, but when refuses to budge on the matter, he gives in and spills it out. Blue Foncé, le jure, le plus sombre des Nords Britanniques. I probably wrong or read this incorrectly. Dark blue. Seriously? Couldn't you have written this from the very beginning like that? Dark blue, the darkest hours of the Black British. He speaks with passion of one who has gone through the very matter he is concerned with. There is conviction, knowledge, experience in his speech. Why, I would have told him that he is an amazing speaker if only I wasn't so engrossed listening. Prejudice and discrimination in schools and in the workplace. Lesser chances for opportunity and higher chance of being treated like a criminal. He spoke of blacks and people of color in general, still being treated like second-class citizens. All because of the color of their skin. It is all responsive,ly riveting. And sad. It comes to a point wherein he soon loses steam. He looks abashed, realizing what he had just done.
Sorry, I just got so carried away and...
It's fine. It is really so fascinating to watch people talk about their passion after all. You should see how your eyes light up when you speak so fiercely. You do have very beautiful eyes.
Uh-huh. Thanks, I guess.
I want to say that I understand where he's coming from. But I really don't, do I? I was born with a silver spoon in my mouth and I've lived a charmed life. It hasn't been perfect, but the difficulties I've been through pales in comparison to what others experience on a daily basis. I certainly don't know how I would have fared were it any different. Would I still have met Luke and would he still have loved me if I was any lesser?
What was your home like? These things you talk about, it sounds like you've... Well, I don't mean to pry, I mean.
Live with my older sister and my grandparents. We had a shop selling all sorts of things below our flat. And well, I was one of the few non-white, non-British students in class. I didn't get pushed around or anything straight up. Even then, I was one of the biggest kids around. But a pencil and notebook would go missing, you know?
Oh, that I knew. Children can be so cruel at times. Of course, it may be a slightly different story when you have personal guards and the stolen item is not an expensive heirloom.
So what about you? How you liking your new house? It's pretty impressive.
It's nice, I suppose.
But creepy as hell.
You suppose? Not big enough?
What? No, oh, don't be a bully. It's just that...
I understand if you don't want to talk about it.
I was a little girl, all up and treated like a fragile porcelain with nursemaids, waiting to me handed food. All the material possessions anyone could ever want, I could ask for on the whim, and it would be handed to me just like that. But I barely saw my parents. Just goodbye kisses in the morning before they went off to who knows where they were needed to next. I saw them more often on the telly or in the papers than I ever did in person.
I remember my old house. It was a lot like this one. Big walls and big halls, but nobody in it. Not really. It makes you think how alone you are.
A pansy mood overcomes us. And there's a moment where neither of us are sure of how to go on from there. Things have gotten a bit too personal. Yet it isn't wholly uncomfortable. Like us. If we've been friends before?
Well, that's normal, ain't it? You just moved here. You'll make home out of it yet.
He certainly makes it easy to believe that. My childhood house isn't a lot like this one. Just large and extravagant. And just as empty. I hope he's right.
So, Monsieur le Photographe, you've covered the one and only Ermengarde mansion.
Yeah, that's one thing, but I'm concerned about where you are right now. Because there is some door that are, you know, giving the creeps.
What's next on the agenda?
The interview?
Boring. It's an interior design and housing magazine.
And they want to know what Miss Wright has to say about her interior design and house.
Honor Wright thinks she bought a magnificent house that she can certainly brag about. Blah, blah. Boring. You know what they should print more of? I watched an interesting documentary the other day. Bleu Foncé, the darkest hours of the Black British. I recommend you watch it.
Heh?
Those are the things that people should know about. What do they care if I use a purple or green bowl of fruit in my kitchen?
People, right?
Oui. People are shite.
True.
What do you think? Do I look good with this angle?
I suppose while he's being busy looking taken aback for a moment, probably not expecting me to just go and say such a crass word. But he recovers quickly and after stamping a few shots he grins.
Yeah, vous êtes belle.
Okay, can you stop speaking this language? I understand it, damn it!
You want copies of these ones?
Yes, please.
I want a few as well!
So, the big boy knows French. You must have wooed a few ladies. Unless you're into gents.
Whoa.
Either way, French is, after all, the language of romance.
Yeah, let me tell you this. European people don't think that at all. Really, all the people from Europe thinks it's garbage language.
No, I don't know about quoting fancy poetry. But I've made lunch for a girl before, and they did like that fancy French cuisine.
Can you cook your best?
What is that?
I can cook just about anything as long as I know the recipe.
Same.
C'est magnifique.
Oh! It has been too long since I've had a nice and proper chat with a good friend. No, at least certainly not a good friend. And although we've just met, Zachary is the sort who can probably befriend anyone. He's just a comfortable person to be around with. A bit too comfortable. What do you mean by that? The photoshoot went by a breeze. And somewhere along the way, as we talk and laugh, I find myself getting a bit too close without realizing. He'll give me this strange look until I back off, and he will go back to asking questions of agreed to do his little interview. And it's just odd. Well, no. Me being friendly isn't at all. This is how I am. Zachary is the one that's being odd. Why? Anyone else would absolutely welcome the extra attention I give them. He, on the other hand, looks almost flustered about it. He should be used to different personalities by now, having to deal with various people when he works. And if not, he needs to start. Perhaps nobody has shown him attention of this kind, but he's a big boy. He should be able to handle me. Where is this going? All it is a friendly touch here, a pretty smile there, and gentle swaying of the hips as I move around. Oh, lady. Can you stop? I mean... I'm sure he'll take this as different kind of signs. Zachary grew and grew more red every time he noticed. Am I being pained as I find enjoyment in seeing him unravel? Perhaps. This went on during the interview and beyond that. There's nothing wrong with what we're doing, right? Zach and I are just having playful, friendly chat while enjoying the outside view. At least that's how I say it.
I'm sorry, but I'm really getting distracted. Could you maybe stop doing that?
Stop. Continue teasing or stop it? Yeah, stop it, I mean.
I'll stop if it makes you uncomfortable, sweetie.
Sorry.
No, I should be the one apologizing. Why, you're a shy one, aren't you, big guy?
It's not that, but...
He gestures to the Lincoln Messenger, and lets the fact of the matter hang heavy between us. Being told implicitly that I am too forward is not a common occurrence. I think I'm more stunned at the fact that he pointed it out, rather than, well, being rejected! Not that anything is going to happen between us in the first place. It was just going to be some harmless flirting, right?
So, you've never had a girlfriend?
No. No boyfriend either. You know, just in case you were gonna ask for that one next.
And you haven't even had your first kiss?
Not a one, ma'am.
What? How old is this guy?
Do you want to have your first kiss today?
I can't help it. I really can't, and I'm going to apologize lots later. Surely, by the catty smile on my face, it is obvious that I'm just pulling his leg. The laugh I failed to contain certainly gives it away, if it still isn't obvious. But still, he lines up in embarrassment, stammering and sputtering objections.
You're married, and this will be extremely unprofessional.
I never said I would kiss you, silly. Oh, Johans!
No, what? No. Don't call your butler. She's Hannah.
That would be for the better. I don't think his husband would appreciate it if I made him kiss another man. I do not think he can hear us from here either. But it is hard to think you're not taken, Zachary. Why, whoever becomes your girlfriend will be so lucky to have you. You can cook and take wonderful photographs. Wonderful meals and wonderful memories.
I can play guitar too.
You can? Oh my, wonderful serenades as well then. Perhaps I can find a young lady who deserves a fine, strapping young gentleman like yourself.
Let's not get carried away.
She might be rich, man. Go for it. I mean, it's Hannah. She probably only knows rich girls.
Besides, I gotta be going. It's getting late and I got someplace else to be.
A shame. I will be expecting you again soon, I hope. For a copy of my photographs, yes?
Of course, I'll even deliver them personally. Just, you know, don't try to make me kiss your butler when I drop by.
As fate would have it, the very moment the words leave his mouth, Johannes comes out of the house. Judged by this light rays of Barbaros, he has heard only the tail end of the sentence.
There shall be no kissing of any butlers under this roof. Danke.
Dankeschön.
But you are not under a roof, are you, Hansi?
To my amusement, he takes a step back, safely placing him within the threshold of the foyer and under the roof of the house. And just as ever, he is quick to return with a sardonic reply.
I am now. As I was saying, madam, it's about time for supper. Will I be needing to set an extra place at the table?
Oh, what? No, I was just leaving, actually. So, you have a good night, Hannah. And you too, Hansi.
It was nice to meet you, Zach, honey. You have a safe trip.
He nods, and the grin on his face, as we say our goodbyes, is the sweetest that I have ever seen. I linger, looking out for him with his relatively tiny bicycle, backpack safely secured in the basket by the front and suitcase hooked to the back. I watch as he went down the path back to Anselm Village until he snapped more than a blip in the horizon. I can't help this small smile on my face as I go inside for supper. Uh-oh. Hannah met Zachary Steele, a freelance photographer from Luxury Living and Interior Design magazine. Zachary was tasked to interview Hannah and to take pictures of the mansion and its new owners. What should have been a professional meeting ended up being friendly and perhaps too personal. Entering the dining hall causes me so much confusion. It is dark. For a moment I thought the electric work is not up to par. But that clearly is not the case, as every other room is bright with artificial light. Find the light switch is a monumental task, considering the size and my unfamiliarity with the room. To make matters worse, the darkness grants the room a different atmosphere, eerie and frightening. Aside from the money point, yes. Aside from the money point, this is the biggest reason I would not want a huge mansion. Like, maybe not huge, but I would not like the old mansion, like this one basically, because of this eeriness. Even if there is nothing there, there is that feeling of eeriness that, you know. Anyway, it takes longer than I thought to find the switch, something that will have to be rectified later on. My skin starts to prickle, and there is the distinct feeling of being watched. Uh-oh. It unsettles me and only spurs me on in my search. And when I do open the lights, there is a hiss.
I'll turn the lights down, woman!
Oh. There at the end of the hall is my beloved husband with his face in one hand and a glass in the other. Also, what the hell are you drinking? Why is it green? Perhaps I can let it go if it's only one glass of wine. Green wine! What? However, I can feel myself go livid after seeing the toxic green liquid gleam mockingly at me.
Luke, what? Are you drinking absinthe?
Are you kidding me?
You know what the doctor said. Absinthe, Luke. Are you actively trying to kill yourself? Because if you are, we can just hit you with a bloody car.
Honeybee, Buttercup, not too loud, please. Besides, it's Lelouch, not too strong. Just hair of the dog that bit me. Helps with the hangover, dearest.
You drank? When?
This morning, love. Don't be mad. I just needed a few drinks, having to deal with those simpletons.
Now, this guy really has a problem.
And maybe I had one too much. You don't see me whinging about you leaving me to handle them on my own.
I had to attend the photo shoot and interview with Luxury Living. You know that. Let's not make this about me, Luke. This is about you and your drinking problem and...
Oh, I don't know, Hannah, darling. What if my drinking problem, as you like to call it, is linked to you?
Huh?
If we think about it that way, this discussion is about you. That was pretty mean of you, leaving me alone to do all the work like that. You can't use the interview as an excuse either, honey. I was informed the moment your little interview was done. So, what was it then, What were you doing?
I was tending the gardens?
I was just tending to the garden, sweetie.
You were?
For a moment, he looks skeptical. I can tell by the gleam in his eyes, and the way he sits up in attention. Thinks I'm lying. But I see no point in bringing up Zachary and aggravating him. I did tend through the gardens for a bit, so it's not a complete lie. Just a little white lie. Besides, I know just how to please him. Sauntering over and circling around him, I place my fingers on his shoulders. Well, that was uncomfortable. He lets out a groan before melting like butter as I massage his shoulders.
I had to make sure they didn't ruin your favorite daffodils.
Oh, that is wonderful.
I'm not sure if he means the message or the flowers, but I'll take it. It's better than a fight.
So, absinthe.
Just one glass, Loosh.
I suppose I can let this one go. A bit too late anyway, you've already drank half the thing. But remember your doctor's orders.
Yes, I'll try to drink less.
Try.
Hey, I'm only human. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
Supper is spent in silence with nothing but the occasional sound of silverware. A grand feast has been served. Well, grander than usual in a way, most likely due to Luke's complaints of stress. A platter of native oysters for starters, and tranche of turbot with purpose-brought broccoli, lemon, capers, and anchovy sauce for mains. Honestly, doesn't look too delicious. Division of black tea and golden syrup sponge pudding with custard. But when our appetites are appeased and the plates are cleared away, Luke stands, kisses me goodnight and leaves me to stare at my half-empty cup. Lonely in the lull of night, I sit in a house too big and too empty, foreign and unwelcoming. Even if it's warm toned and homely decor, it feels cold. There is no need for tears. However, I know I can get through this like every other obstacle I have faced before. This is a minor setback in what I hope would be a long and happy life. To remind myself that this place is for Luke and for our future children fills me with a renewed vigor. Besides, it looks like someone is having a cry already. Uh-oh. The wailing is far away and muffled. Uh-oh. Yet at the same time it shakes me to my very core as I hear it. As if this suffering is just standing right beside me. Hearing it sends a chill down my spine and makes my skin prickle with goosebumps. Who is that, damn it? Do I know? I mean, I do kind of know, but I don't want to know at the same time. Curiosity does not sink in, and I decide to end the episode. So yeah, for now, hope you enjoyed it. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.